Okay, how's it going, guys? I hope this camera's in focus. Um, cool. So finally, I'm at part 3 of this song that you guys are helping me make. And yeah, thanks so much for everyone's contributions and suggestions along the way. It really helped, and it's been really fun. And yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm quite happy with the musical arrangement. I recorded the vocals and the chorus. I'm not 100% happy with the vocals, but I never am, so that's fine. For this episode, I'm gonna play you quite a bit of the lyrics, and I'll give you a short backstory to it. So when I wrote this song, it was at the beginning of the year, and it was January, and I found myself feeling quite, I guess, despondent in a way. Sorry, my chair's very squeaky. I felt a little bit despondent, and it felt like a repetition, It felt like, okay, we're at the beginning of another year, and it feels like here we go again kind of thing. And I think it's that repetition that got to me a little bit, and it made me decide to actually maybe write something, which I hadn't in a long time. And so it's about that feeling of trying to get out of the rut of repetition. And then the other side of it is trying to figure out where that comes from. And my fiance, who is an amazing therapist, has been doing a lot of work about inner child stuff lately. And, obviously she shares some of her studies and that with me, and it's pretty fascinating. And not to go into it too much, but I sort of found out the importance and how much of our younger selves can really play a part in how we live out the rest of our lives, and habits we pick up and traumas that happen and things like that, and how it can shape you and your personality and your decisions later on. The song eventually became about going back and finding that kid, in terms of me finding my younger self, and finding him and seeing how he is, and oh, hello, and how it's not rescuing him, but going back and fetching him and having him with me. But I think it's quite a human thing where, especially if there's traumatic things, you can kind of get stuck somewhere. You move on physically, but especially if you are younger, you can get stuck there, and you can stay there, and you can keep those habits, and you can form those defense mechanisms, etc., etc. Anyway, so this is how it's sounding so far. And on the inside is where I buried all the pain. Waited years for it to change. It just got worse or stayed the same. So on the inside, draw a line into the sand. Create someone who understands. Become the one to hold my hand. Cool. So that intro is essentially the chorus. It is the hook. Before it starts, obviously way more toned down, and yeah, I will get to the lyrics soon enough. And here's verse 1. Similar feeling, familiar look of healing in these bloody hands, my own flavor. Wipe my face, display this poor disgrace for all my ghosts to savor. Flavor, what a relief, procrastinating, waiting for a savior. Cool, I'm not going to play all of it because we'll leave some for later. I'll fast forward to just before the first chorus.
Became the chamber, and it's cold but it's familiar. That's why I've stayed here, but someone else needs my help. Time to evacuate here. On the inside, swear I buried all the pain. Waiting years for it to change. Become the ones who hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand.
Cool. So that is the chorus. That is the full hook, and it is. I would have put the lyrics on the screen for you guys. I wrote about 4 or 5 different hooks with different lyrics for this, and it just wasn't feeling right, and it just didn't feel right. You know, it felt like it was just the words were rhyming, but the meaning wasn't altogether there. So Lara said to me, well, she told me about this quote, and it is by Clarice Lispector, and it's a quote that says, "And it's inside myself that I must create someone who will understand." And I thought, you know, people describe that as a very poignant line. It's almost quite a wonderful thought to realize that you can create the person inside of yourself that understands yourself. And we don't always have to be searching externally, which so many of us do, and it's so easy to do, whereas you know, you can just turn inward. And so that's where, yeah, so that was the heart of the chorus: create someone who understands, and then everything else was written around that. We'll go into verse 2.
And to punish myself is to punish you. Blame yourself, it's all your fault, it's always your fault. When knots in your stomach since a youngin', stuck and struggling is what you knew.
I love playing with chopped up effects. I don't have any plugins that do chop, so I do them manually, and this kind of thing is I love that kind of thing. It's very inspired by like Reanimation / Hybrid Theory days of Linkin Park, the way they used to chop up vocals and that kind of thing. I've always loved those effects since I've heard them. Then there's the rest of the singing. I'll skip half this and then go into the second part of the rap.
Come now, climb the gate, boy, you gonna make it over. And mom is gonna be okay, don't look over your shoulder. I know that it's your home and you don't wanna leave that, but this is temporary, trust we're gonna be back. Gonna be back.
And that's where I'm going to stop the lyrics. And then the last part of the verse will be a surprise. But this is the cool part, and this is the part I think I'm most excited about of the song. So once the second verse finishes, it goes into the chorus. It goes into a double chorus. So it's just the chorus repeated. I've actually put another 16 bars in. So I've put space for another double chorus. And I thought, my initial thought was, I was thinking of like Youth of the Nation by POD, where the kids all sing the chorus sort of as a choir almost. I think that was somewhere like early 2000s or so. Just an amazing song, and I've always loved that song. Realizing that, I came up with something really exciting, which is to ask people to send me their version of the chorus. So I would just really love it if you guys, whoever you are, and if you're keen, to record your version of the chorus. Obviously the lyrics are there, and I'm going to make a Google folder that you guys can access. I'll make a little MP3 with the beats. I'll put the beats per minute if you need that. Maybe leave one of my choruses in there, and then I'll leave some open bars for you guys to sing it. I think it'll be really special. Even if you record it on your phone, maybe you can record it on your phone sitting in the car, or maybe you do have access to a microphone. If you've just got your phone, that could work if you're in a quiet enough space. Sing your bit into the phone using headphones so that you don't get feedback in the recording, so that I get a nice clean recording of your voice. And yeah, however you want to do it, and whoever you are, and whether you think you can't sing or can sing, give it a go. And yeah, I'll send a couple of links. You can put it back in that folder, or send a WeTransfer, or send a Dropbox, or whatever it is. Maybe I'll leave that for 2 weeks, leave that open for 2 weeks. Whoever feels like singing on it, send it through. It's just for fun. Let me know what you think of some of the lyrics and how the song is sounding. It's still in the pre-master stage, so once I get all your wonderful voices back to sing this song, then I can do some final mixing and levels and then we can do a mastering version, which will be the final version. So yeah, I hope you guys are keen to jump on it and yeah, help me finish this song. I'll play out with the chorus one more time just so you can hear it, and yeah, grab it on the link below. Thanks guys, and thanks again for being a part of this, and yeah, let's see where it goes.
On the inside, swear I buried all the pain, waiting is for it to change. Just got worse and stayed the same. So on the inside, I draw a line into the sand, create someone who understands, become the one to hold my hand. On the inside, swear I buried all the pain, waiting is for it to change. Just got worse and stayed the same.